And here we go, the Praxis M30 for BB30 or PF30 frames. There are two versions. There's a dedicated 68mm for road, and there's a dedicated 73mm for our mountain cranks. So we're gonna open it up so you know exactly what to expect inside the box. There's the bottom bracket, the instructions, and the dust covers. I think we're using a mountain bike version right now, but they're both the same as far as how to install. But I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands that the 68 is dedicated for the road cranks and the 73 is dedicated for the mountain cranks. So if this bottom bracket is already in your bike and you just need some instructions, you can head to our website at praxiscycles.com/manuals, and you can download the instructions with any edits and updates that we add on over time. So that's off to the side here. Here is the bottom bracket. And like I said, we're just showing the mountain one today in 73. And we'll open this up, and then here are the dust covers. And since M30, if you remember, is a 30mm on the drive side, and then the non-drive side is 28, the dust covers are specific. And one of the tricks I like to do is I like to look for the 28 right out of the gate, because there it is, there's the 28mm. That's for the non-drive. Then the others are the 30mm. And so here's my wave washer, and this is for the preload, and the other dust covers. Inside the bottom bracket box in your instructions is a guide for showing you exactly which dust covers you use for your specific crank. So remember, 28 is on the non-drive, and then depending on your Praxis M30 crank will determine which one of these dust covers that you use. The wave washer is the preload for the system, and this always slides down the spindle first, and again that provides the preload into the bearing assembly. Let's take a moment and just go through the bottom bracket because it's a little bit more complex than other bottom brackets. So this is one of our expanding collet bottom brackets. We made a name for ourselves from this patented design many years ago, and we updated it a couple of years ago into a rubber elastomer design. So when you take this apart out of the box, always look for this, because these sometimes get stuck inside the sleeve, inside the bottom bracket, and they fall off and you can lose them on the floor. So look for a black plastic spacer right here, and then the orange expanding elastomer right there. So just keep an eye out for those, and that's on the drive cup. This sleeve comes on the bottom bracket because this bottom bracket doubles as both BB30, which is a 42 diameter, or 46. So the sleeve stays on it as a diameter adjust for the 46 PF30. So for this explanation, this video, I'm going to put the PF30 sleeve off to the side. Again, this is only used if your frame is a PF30, so when you press it in, it's 46, and take it off, and it's a 42. Now, on the non-drive side, you're going to see that there's a little width variance ring here. This is to deal with frame variances and tolerances between the different frames and the different brands out there. It's on the non-drive side. It's basically about 1 millimeter of tolerance O-ring that's built into the system. So that's always on the non-drive side, no matter if it's BB30 or if the PF30 sleeve is on it for PF30. So, and a little bit of explanation about the collet and how this works. It's designed as a compressing, expandable rubber collet. So as this threads together, when you do the installation, and you will turn this with tools, and I'll explain that in a moment. Basically, as this squeezes down, the O-ring ever so slightly expands, and that's how it wedges itself inside the frame and holds things really firm and tight. And that's where we built a name for ourselves for these really great bottom brackets that provide a solid foundation for a BB30 or PF30. So this is pretty much the main meat of the bottom bracket. When you install these, you want to make sure that you put some anti-seize on the threads. We like anti-seize because it does a better job of keeping moisture out. You'll put some on the male thread and you'll put some on the female thread here. Installation of this bottom bracket is a multi-step. So the drive side, let me back this out just for a little bit. The drive side is a press fit. So follow the instructions, this will tell you how to do it, and you're going to use a press fit tool to press in the non-drive cup, okay? So you will use like a Park tool press or another brand press, but basically a shop level press to press this into your frame. Once the non-drive side cup, which is this one, is set, then you take the drive cup and you thread it in from the other side. Now, at that point, that's when you grab two of the Praxis M30 tools. And I forgot the tools, but I'm going to put them up here in the corner so you know. We like the socket tools for this installation, so one tool can grasp the non-drive cup, and then one tool comes and grabs the drive cup. So you hold steady on the non-drive, and then you turn with your drive cup, and that threads this down, and as it builds up, or as it threads down, it builds up the pressure, the elastomer expands inside the frame and locks the bottom bracket in place, giving it that, again, that solid foundation for you to install your crank on your BB30 or PF30 frame. So that is the overview and unboxing and a little bit of explanation about the M30 for BB30 frames. Again, 68 millimeters for road, 73 millimeters is for mountain. Just like any bottom bracket, we highly suggest taking these out of your frame once or twice a year just to clean them up and re-lube them and put some anti-seize and just kind of freshen it up. But that's the bottom bracket. If you have any questions, you can hit us up on our chat. You can hit us up on our email. But that's the M30 for BB30, PF30, and you can purchase it on our website direct and take a look at our distributor links so you can find it also internationally.